bad. Now what?
Hey everyone, this is Mr. Cinna Hunter here. Today, we're diving into a martial arts action film called Kung Fu Hustle. So sit tight and let's begin this incredible journey. At the beginning of the story, a thug is seen walking down the street with his gang. Suddenly, members of the infamous Axe Gang surround them from all sides. The psychotic leader of the Axe Gang, King, arrives and tells the thug, "Your gang attacked my men, so today there's no escape for you." The thug tries to run away, but one of the Axe Gang members throws an axe at him, cutting off one of his legs. King then walks up to the injured thug with an axe in his hand and brutally kills him on the spot. Terrified, the thug's girlfriend begs King for mercy and pleads with him not to kill her. King tells her, "I don't harm women, you can go." But as soon as she turns to leave, King shoots her with a shotgun, killing her as well, and then starts dancing in excitement. In the next scene, we see a densely populated slum called Pigsty, where the residents are busy with their daily activities. Meanwhile, a boy named Bao is bathing outside when the water supply suddenly runs out. He calls the landlady and asks why the water line has been shut off. The landlady angrily comes downstairs, slaps Bao, and throws him to the ground. She then warns all the residents that if they don't pay their rent on time, their water supply will be cut off. At the same time, two men named Singh and Bong arrive at Bao's barbershop. Singh tells Bao to cut his friend Bong's hair. After finishing the haircut, Bao asks them for 5 cents. Instead of paying, Singh tries to intimidate him by claiming they are members of the Axe Gang. He steps closer to Bao and says, "Look, the boss of the Axe Gang is with me. If you want to live, hand over the money right now." But Bao refuses to give them any money. Seeing the trouble at Bao's shop, several slum residents gather there. Singh then addresses them and says, "You've got some nerve coming here. Do you even know we're from the Axe Gang?" However, the residents are not afraid and instead move closer toward him. Singh then says, "So, you want to fight? Fine. Let's see who's stronger." He then tells an ordinary-looking woman standing nearby to hit him. Following his challenge, the woman punches him in the stomach so hard that one of his teeth breaks. Seeing the incredible strength of such an ordinary-looking woman, Singh becomes completely shocked. After that, Singh calls 3 more people to fight him. Among them are an unusually tall man, an old bodybuilder, and finally, a muscular little boy. Realizing the danger, Singh tries to escape from the place, but the slum's landlady arrives and starts slapping him repeatedly. After getting beaten by her, Singh fires a flare into the sky, threatening to call the Axe Gang members. Moments later, the Axe Gang members actually arrive there. One of the Axe Gang bosses angrily asks who dared to fire explosives over his head. Taking advantage of the situation, Singh immediately puts the blame on the landlady. Just as the Axe Gang boss approaches the landlady to say something to her, she quickly runs away and hides inside her room. Then Bao steps forward and tells the gang boss that he is not afraid of them. Hearing this, the boss pulls out an axe and tries to strike Bao in the head. But not only does Bao remain completely unharmed, the boss himself gets thrown into a drum and ends up badly injured. On the boss's orders, the Axe Gang members signal their leader, King, to come there. King soon arrives with his massive gang and starts brutally beating the slum residents. Seeing the terrible condition of his man, King becomes furious. So, on his command, the gang members drag a woman and her son forward and pour petrol all over their bodies. King then tells the slum residents that he will count to 3. If nobody confesses who beat up his man before the count ends, the woman and her son will be burned alive. Out of fear, nobody says anything. As a result, King throws a lighter toward the woman. Before the lighter can touch them, a powerful man named Cooley suddenly appears and catches it mid-air. He then declares that he was the one who attacked King's man. Hearing this, the Axe Gang members immediately attack him. Cooley begins fighting the Axe Gang alone and, using his incredible kung fu skills, starts beating the gang members one after another. At that moment, one of the Axe Gang members attacks a tailor named Paul. Paul punches the man away and, wearing metal rings on his fists, joins forces with Cooley to fight the Axe Gang. Together, The two continue defeating the gang members one after another. Eventually, unable to defeat them in hand-to-hand combat, the Axe Gang members pull out guns and try to attack again. But a food vendor named Donut snatches away their guns and joins the fight with a staff in his hand. After a long and intense battle, the three fighters finally succeed in defeating the Axe Gang members and driving them out of the slum. Meanwhile, King cannot accept that his gang suffered such a huge defeat at the hands of just 3 ordinary men. Furious, he kills a boy by striking him on the head. After that, he hires Singh and Bong to kill the landlady of the slum. Bong then asks Singh, "But how are we supposed to kill the landlady? She and the people in her slum are all skilled in kung fu." At that moment, Singh proudly claims that he is also skilled in kung fu because he learned it as a child. The story then shifts into a flashback, showing young Singh. One day, a strange, crazy man approaches him and tries to sell him a kung fu manual. Singh spends all the 10 cents he had saved up to buy the book from the man. After reading it, he starts practicing kung fu, and after training for some time, he begins to believe that he has become a kung fu master. Later, a group of bullies snatches candy from his friend and starts beating her up. Singh steps in to save her and tries to use kung fu on one of the boys, but it does not work at all. Instead, the bullies throw him to the ground, beat him badly, and even urinate on his face before laughing and walking away. Singh then tells Bong, "Since that day, I realized there is no benefit in being good in this world. That's why I decided to become bad from now on." Afterward, the two secretly sneak into the slum to kill the landlady. Singh throws a knife at her, but it bounces off the wall and ends up stabbing his own shoulder instead. Just then, the landlady notices them, and Bong tries to attack her by throwing a cage at her. However, all the snakes inside the cage fall onto Singh instead. At that moment, 2 snakes raise their hoods and bite Singh directly on the face. But surprisingly, nothing happens to him. After pulling the snakes away from his face, Singh sees the landlady rushing toward them to catch them, so the two quickly run away. The landlady then chases Singh at the speed of the wind. To escape from her, Singh runs just as fast. Suddenly, a car appears in front of them. Singh slides underneath the car, while the landlady crashes into a billboard, giving Singh the chance to escape. Later, Singh reunites with Bong. They then notice 2 strange-looking men walking by with musical instruments strapped to their backs. Meanwhile, King hires those 2 men with a large amount of money to kill the landlady and the remaining kung fu masters in the slum. That night, while Cooley is walking down the street, he notices one of King's hired assassins sitting and playing a musical instrument. Thinking he is just an ordinary person, Cooley keeps walking, but the assassin suddenly throws a sharp weapon and kills him before he can even react. At the same time, the other assassin enters Paul's shop and attacks him. Paul quickly puts on his fighting rings and begins battling the assassin. During the fight, they move outside the shop. The other assassin then attacks Paul using deadly sound waves produced by his musical instrument, but Paul narrowly avoids the attack. Shortly afterward, the assassins throw a knife at Paul, shattering his fighting rings upon impact. As the fight continues, the residents of the slum hide inside their homes in fear. At one point, just as the assassins are about to kill Paul after knocking him to the ground, Donut steps forward and saves him. The 2 assassins then attack Donut together. Using his spear, Donut deflects the deadly attacks launched by the assassins. As the fight intensifies and Donut gets closer to them, the assassins strike Paul again and launch another attack at Donut. However, while trying to protect him, Paul gets hit instead and becomes critically injured. Meanwhile, annoyed by the loud sounds coming from the assassin's instruments, the landlady lets out a powerful scream. As a result, the weapons flying toward Donut and Paul fail to hit them, and the strings of the assassin's instruments snap apart. Furious, the 2 assassins charge toward her to kill her, but the landlady's husband, the landlord, jumps down from above and grabs both of them. When the assassins try to attack the landlord, their own attacks rebound back onto themselves instead. They attempt to attack him again, but the landlord effortlessly flips them over and slams them to the ground. Meanwhile, the landlady carries the injured men inside, but Paul eventually dies from his injuries. Outside, the landlord spins the 2 assassins around and slams them hard onto the ground. The assassins then get back up, repair their instruments, and launch an even stronger attack toward the landlord and the landlady. Before the attack can reach them, the landlady unleashes another powerful scream, tearing apart the assassins' clothes and blasting them far away. Terrified, the two assassins surrender and barely manage to escape with their lives. Meanwhile, on King's orders, Singh breaks into a mental asylum and brings back a man named Beast to their hideout, a terrifying fighter known as the Dangerous Frogman. The gang manager then hires Beast to kill the landlady and the landlord, telling him he can take as much money as he wants for the job. Beast confidently says that even if their entire gang attacked him at once, they still would not be able to bend a single hair on his body. Hearing Beast's words, one of the gang members punches him in the face and says, "Let's see how strong you really are." Beast then tells him to hit even harder. The gang member throws several punches at his face and eventually points a gun at him, but Beast instantly snatches the gun away. He then points it at his own head, fires a bullet, and catches it with his fingers. Everyone present is left shocked by what they have just witnessed. Beast then kicks through the wall of the next room and jumps inside, only to find the landlady and the landlord already waiting there. Beast smiles and says, "What luck. Today I finally get to meet two real kung fu masters." The couple replies, "We only came here to fight the Axe Gang. We do not want any trouble with you." King then tells them, "There's no way you're leaving this place alive today." The landlady shows him a giant bell and says, "Did you really think we came here unprepared?" Beast then declares, "Either you die by my hands today, or I die." The landlady and the landlord immediately attack Beast, kicking him in the face, but it does absolutely nothing to him. When they charge at him again, Beast effortlessly kicks them away. At one point, he punches the landlord so hard that he gets badly injured. Right then, the landlady attacks Beast from behind with a powerful scream, but even that barely affects him. The battle between Beast and the couple continues for a long time, but they still cannot seriously hurt him. Eventually, Beast's attacks push them near the giant bell. The landlady attempts to use the bell to strengthen her scream attack, but Beast tries to stop her. However, the landlord pushes Beast away from her, giving the landlady enough time to unleash her full power through the bell. The sound produced by the bell amplifies her scream into a terrifying shockwave that sends Beast and everyone else flying as if they were caught in a tornado. Blood starts pouring from Beast's mouth, and he realizes that one more scream like that could finish him completely. The landlady steps right in front of Beast and prepares to unleash another scream through the bell. Beast suddenly pretends to surrender, but as soon as they lower their guard, he launches a surprise attack and knocks both of them down. At that moment, King hands Singh a wooden plank and orders him to smash the landlord and landlady over the head, but Singh realizes it's wrong, so instead, he strikes King in the head and cracks his skull. Singh then hits Beast hard in the head, making Beast furious. Beast walks up to Singh and punches him directly in the chest, knocking him to the ground. He then smashes Singh's face into the floor with another brutal punch and asks, "Why did you hit me?" With his remaining strength, Singh grabs a piece of wood and tries to strike Beast again. Enraged even further, Beast brutally punches Singh over and over again. Just as Beast is about to go after the landlady and landlord, the two of them quickly carry Singh away on their shoulders and escape. King begins screaming in anger, but Beast becomes irritated and twists King's neck, killing him instantly. After that, Beast gathers the gang members and heads toward the slum to finish them off. Meanwhile, the landlady and the landlord try to heal Singh with their treatment techniques. They soon notice that his body is recovering at an incredible speed, and that a mysterious power is awakening inside him. From a distance, Beast senses everything and enters the building searching for the three of them. At that moment, Kung Fu Master Singh finally appears before Beast and the gang, ready to fight. Elsewhere, through a conversation between the landlady and the landlord, we learn that Beast's brutal beating awakened Singh's hidden kung fu potential. Singh is revealed to be the legendary martial arts genius who is born with divine kung fu power. Singh now prepares himself to fight Beast and the gang. As the gang members rush toward him together, Singh effortlessly beats them down with his kung fu skills. At one point, several gang members charge at him at once, but Singh kicks their legs so hard that they become flattened. Watching from inside the house, the landlady and landlord say emotionally, if their son were still alive today, he would have been the same age as Singh. Outside, Singh continues defeating the gang members one after another until he finally confronts Beast. Beast is about to speak, but before he can say anything, Singh punches him in the face, launching him into the air, then follows up with a devastating kick that slams him back down. Once Beast lands, the real fight begins between the two. At one point, Singh stomps on Beast's foot so hard that it becomes flattened. Furious, Beast attacks again, but Singh counters with a powerful punch that sends him flying away. Beast then reveals his true power by leaping like a frog and launching another attack. He inflates his cheeks like a frog and prepares for another deadly strike. Singh begins running across the building, but Beast suddenly leaps like a frog again, smashing through the structure. As Beast emerges to attack him, Singh kicks broken stones toward him at incredible speed. Suddenly, Singh looks down and spots Beast below him. Beast attacks from underneath and launches Singh high into the sky. Floating far above the clouds, Singh sees the image of Buddha before him. Receiving Buddha's blessing, he descends back toward Beast at unimaginable speed. Finally, Singh unleashes a powerful palm strike onto Beast, leaving a giant handprint crater on the ground. Beast struggles back to his feet and tries to attack again, but Singh delivers another overwhelming palm strike that completely crushes him. Defeated at last, Beast surrenders and accepts Singh as his master. In the final scene, Singh reunites with his childhood friend, and the two are overjoyed to see each other again. At the same time, the crazy old man is seen trying to sell kung fu manuals to a cute little boy. And with that, this incredible kung fu movie comes to an end. So, what do you guys think about this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe for more awesome content. I'll see you guys next time.